Hi, my name is Dana. I'm gonna be your therapist. Do you mind telling me what your name is?
Yeah, my name is Jill. I'm 23 years old, born on 1/5/99.
Okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Jill. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I noticed some weird mood alterations and I wanted to come talk to somebody about it.
Okay, yeah, of course. So before we start, I just want to let you know, so since today is your first day here with us, we're just gonna go over some intake questions. That way I can have some information about you to help me further assess your situation. I do want to say though, everything we will discuss in our meeting today will be confidential. It will stay confidential between the two of us unless I think you are a danger to yourself or to anyone else. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, perfect. So for the intake questions, so you said your name is Jill, told me your birthday. Do you mind just telling me if you've been referred by someone or if you came here on your own?
I noticed some weird symptoms with myself and my friends started noticing, so I wanted to come talk to somebody.
Okay. All right. So you were not referred. Okay, perfect. Do you mind telling me some of what you're feeling, like what your symptoms are?
I'd say for at least the past month, I've been having issues getting out of bed and just enjoying things I used to. I've been sleeping a lot more, and it seems my friends noticed I was losing some weight, so they told me to talk to somebody. But I
Okay.
just feel like nothing's really matters.
All right. Um, I know I will say sometimes we do feel such symptoms related to something specific that we are going through, but it could also be something completely not related to what we are currently going through. But I will definitely we will definitely work on this together and we will figure out what is the main cause of your symptoms and what you are feeling. Um, so do you mind just telling me when these symptoms started happening?
Yeah, I guess it started happening about a month ago.
Okay. Do you mind telling me like the severity of it, like on on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, how much these symptoms affect your day-to-day life?
I'd say about an 8 because I've had to call out of work about 3 times in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And I'm out of vacation days. I'm concerned about losing my job.
Okay, yeah, I would 8 is definitely very high. And so it makes sense that you weren't able to go to work and that you have missed those few days. But we will definitely work on this together and try to get you to be able to go to work and enjoy your life like you used to before. Um, so this may be a sensitive question for you, but I do have to ask it. Do you currently have any suicidal ideations?
I don't
Okay, perfect. And have you ever had suicidal ideations?
know in the past.
Okay, great. Um, so right now we're also going to be talking about like your history of psychiatric treatment. So have you ever seen a psychiatrist or a therapist before?
No.
All right, great. Um, and then I'm gonna have some family questions for you to answer. Do you know of any family member that has had any similar symptoms or that has like maybe anxiety, trauma, substance misuse, or anything like that?
My mom has anxiety and some depression, and then my brother has ADHD.
Okay, all right. Um, and do you know of anyone in your family that does have a history of substance use disorder?
My grandfather sometimes drank a little bit too much.
Okay. And do you think you may have any of the the illnesses that you've mentioned, like anxiety, depression, or maybe substance use disorder?
Based on the symptoms that I'm experiencing, I think some of my friends were saying I looked really down.
Mm, right.
So, yeah.
All right. And so now I'm gonna ask you some questions about your social history. If you don't mind to kind of give me like a backstory of your childhood, who you grew up with, and if you have any siblings and how your relationship is with them.
I would say that we all get along pretty well. I got two siblings, and parents were never divorced or anything. We lived in a rural area, went hiking a lot, went to the movies, lived pretty close to my grandparents, so we all meet up for like picnics and stuff. So it was a good childhood.
Good, good. I'm really glad because our childhoods can have a very big effect on who we are as adults. And it could also honestly carry on with us until we are adults. And if we do have any unresolved trauma or anything like that, it could affect who we are and as well as like our mental illnesses and stuff. So I'm really glad that you did have a very good childhood and that you have good relationship with your parents, your grandparents, as well as your siblings. That is very, very good. I'm glad. Um, can you tell me what your marital status is, please?
I've been married for about 4 years now,
Okay.
but we just moved locations, so we're a little bit further away from everybody.
Mhm. How do you feel your relationship is? Is it good? Do you guys have any issues at all?
We're good. We get along well. I'd like to
Good.
say
I'm
so.
glad. I'm glad you do have your spouse, since especially since you guys have moved further away from your family. It could definitely be a very hard transition whenever you are away from your family, especially when you've had a really good relationship with them and you're so used to being around them. So I'm definitely glad you do have your spouse to rely on. Do you have any children at all?
We don't.
Okay. And do you mind kind of giving me a brief history about your education?
I have an associate's degree.
Okay, perfect. What about your employment?
Like I said, I like my job. I get along well with everybody there, but I've had to call off some days.
Hmm.
Seems like my coworkers might be noticing. I got a couple texts from them, but when I am at work, I just kind of help with like data management, and I um process paperwork and transfer it to the online database and process applications and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm very glad that you do have a healthy and safe environment at work because that could also um, that could add more stress into your life and into your mental wellness for sure. I'm glad they have checked in on you as well, and we can definitely start working on your symptoms. That way you feel better and you are able to do your day-to-day activities again. Um, have you currently experienced any family stressors, like maybe death or divorce or anything like that?
I was just say that the moving away.
Just moving away. Yeah, that completely makes sense. I definitely understand. And do you have a history of anyone in the military in your family, of military service?
No,
All right, great. Um, and this also may be a sensitive question for you, but have you ever experienced verbal, sexual, or physical abuse?
no.
Okay, great. I'm glad. Um, and do you have like a current support system? Do you
Yeah, I'll contact my mom and my siblings sometimes if I'm having a really bad day, and my husband's very nice.
Good. I'm very, very glad. So whenever you maybe they're busy or anything, do you have any coping skills that you use whenever you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed?
Usually I'll try to get out of bed. Even if I can't, I'll watch a movie or do some drawing.
Good. Yeah, I'm definitely glad. It's always nice for us to have some coping skills to help us with how we are feeling, especially when a lot of the people who like are in our supportive community can be busy, maybe with school or work. So it's definitely good that you do have some coping skills. I'm very glad. Um, and another question is, do you have any history of legal problems?
No.
Perfect. All right, so this is the last section that I have for you. We're just going to talk about your medical history. Excuse me. Do you have any current or past medical conditions or issues?
I used to have anxiety. Um,
Okay.
Still have like a little bit of it, but that would be the only one that I would say.
Okay. All right. And are you currently on any like psychotropic medications for your anxiety or any other mental illness?
No,
Okay, great. And do you have any history of hospitalization?
no,
All right. Um, have you ever had a head injury at all?
no,
All right. And do you have any allergies?
no.
Okay. Great. So that was it for today. This concludes our intake assessment for you. I am very glad that I met you. I look forward to working with you in the future. Do you have any questions for me at all?
With all the symptoms, do you think that I would meet criteria for any particular thing?
Yeah, so I was actually gonna just mention this after, like, to see if you did have any questions. Um, Based off everything you have told me in the symptoms you have been experiencing, I would say you definitely have major depressive disorder, especially because you have had so many symptoms in that fall under those the diagnosis. But yeah, I would definitely say major depressive disorder, but we can definitely work on it in the future together. And we'll definitely find more than a couple of things to help you out with that. So, yeah. Is there anything else I can answer for you today?
What do you think I should do before our next meeting?
I would definitely say maybe if you haven't maybe been going out on walks.
Mhm.
I also practice that myself. Going out on walks really helps with our nervous system, with our thoughts. So I would definitely do that. And then journaling would definitely be good to kind of like write down your thoughts and your feelings. And the more you're writing down what you're feeling, the less kind of overwhelmed you feel about those thoughts. So I would definitely do one or the other, or of course both would work. But yeah, that would be it for that.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, thank you. It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Bye bye.